Bulginaka, do you know that cybercrime is becoming a growing problem in Fiji?
Cybercrime is defined as a crime in which a computer is the object of the crime, such as hacking and spamming.
Cybercrime is also cyberbullying and using fake profiles to cause panic and spreading false news.
If you're involved in this or know anyone who's committing these crimes, report them immediately.
I'm Polly.
And I'm Peter.
We host the Traffic Jam Show on City FM.
From 3 p.m. to 7 p.m. every weekday.
Do the right thing.
Yandra Fiji, in this bulletin, agriculture aims for the top. Lockdown residents worried. And resort works to retain staff.
From the studios of FBC Suva, Jackie Spate.
The Ministry of Agriculture is working towards becoming one of the leading export earners in the country by progressively expanding the sector through various means. The ministry is working closely with relevant agencies within the sector to look at ways of boosting the industry and encourage farmers to respond to market signals. Agriculture Minister Dr. Mahendra Reddy says leveraging agriculture for the export sector will require large-scale production, which means investors need to have their own tools.
Is to place agriculture as the leading economic sector for Fiji and leading export earner. To do that, we will have to mobilize medium to large farms to grow in response to market signal. This is a sector which has huge potential, and I'm saying that thanks to COVID-19, that it has really brought to light how important agriculture is.
The Land Transport Authority has implemented reduced hours for some of its 400-plus staff in response to the economic impact that COVID-19 has had on their operations. LTA CEO Samuel Simpson says the staff have been briefed every step of the way of the proposed changes and have positively responded to the necessary cutbacks. Maggie Boyle with the story.
To have the opportunity to
Samuel Simpson says no member of staff has been laid off or declared redundant and for now remain employed.
Some people have agreed to working hours reductions, and we are in the process of implementing that.
The CEO says the global pandemic has been devastating in their day-to-day business.
COVID-19 has had an impact on everything that we do. If, for example, you take the number of people, the footfall through our branch offices, that has declined, by 50 to 60%.
Opposition MP Aseri Rondrondo highlighted the LTA cutbacks in a statement, saying this contradicted government's position that no civil servant or statutory authority and or government commercial company would experience any such salary reduction other than the 20% pay cut for MPs.
In order that we can avoid precisely this type of uncertainty, our staff have been working tirelessly to keep Fiji's roads safe through COVID-19 and more recently through Tropical Cyclone Harold. And they really do deserve better than a political stunt.
Simpson maintains they will do all they can to ensure their staff remain employed, with redundancies their last resort. Maggie Boyle, FBC News.
More Fijians have taken proactive measures to start backyard farming. While the Agriculture Ministry is putting in the effort to provide Fijians with seed packages as part of the COVID-19 response package, a lot of people have come out of their way to provide their own, given that many Fijians are visiting the ministry to receive support. FBC News visited shops in Suva yesterday which have been hotspots for purchasing seeds. Garment worker Jagnesh Lal says his working days have been reduced, resorting to his own farming.
I want to take some seeds to plant because it's very expensive vegetables. It's a very hard time. I say all the Fijian very hard time that time. If you got backyard garden, you can plant. Because in the job 3 days, 2 days, some people.
The Ministry of Agriculture is overwhelmed with the response from the public in terms of its seed packages program. Over 9,000 Fijians have collected their packages, and the ministry says they are working to provide more. Residents of the Muslim League settlement in Nambour Suva, which is under lockdown, are struggling to make ends meet. The area has been isolated for about 19 days now, with no one allowed in or out, meaning no one has been able to go to work. Resident Waise Tuleka says although they have been receiving assistance, it is not enough to sustain them for the remainder of the lockdown period.
We are paying rent and now we can't do our work because of this issue we are facing. Although we are getting help with food rations, but we have more needs that we aren't able to fulfill because we are not able to go out and attend our jobs. Our gas and kerosene have run out and there is no other way we can work it out.
The Uprising Beach Resort is still trying to retain all their staff, despite the challenges posed by COVID-19. Resort Director Renee Munch says they have lost $600,000 in revenue since February, as majority of their bookings have been cancelled. He says they employ around 60 staff and are trying to retain all of them, but on reduced hours.
I gave our general manager the directive to employ everyone till our bank account goes dry. Because that's the purpose I built the place. If I can't pay my staff, why bother being in this business? When we have nothing left, whichever necessary staff wish to keep on working and helping us, we'll give them 32 hours a week, whether we can pay them or not. If we cannot pay them, we'll bank their hours. And for the staff that chose to stay home to look after families, that was fine. We bank 20 hours a week for them.
There is evidence that physical distancing, movement restrictions and the lockdowns are preventing any local chain of transmissions of COVID-19. Fiji now has 10 active cases of the coronavirus after 8 patients tested negative for the disease as of yesterday. Health Minister Dr. Ifiremi Wangainabete says if not for the government's quick action in implementing restrictions, the infection rate could have been much worse.
Those who actually are positive to the virus or become COVID-19 patients that are through local transmission, which is receiving it in Fiji, are direct or close contacts of those who came with the virus. We haven't had any casual contacts yet in the Fiji setting.
Coming up, Yi has high hopes of representing Fiji. And T20 regional qualifier postponed.
Oira na ngwane na nonde inunu enda beisinga ni mataka.
Mersusunga da kena loma dina kena mikron.
Sakena ngau na mitaro bina nora baksunga ika wala loma taki na ngwane. Dhalabina oya wa meliki.
Bulre oya wa Samuel Samuli.
Nama kikirau enda bei mataka.
Moniti kena makarombuka.
Ni waitiri kalima na miniti meona kina tiri na kaloko. Ena Radio Fiji One na ndomo ibiti.
Pinda na mataka. Dan ramai na singabo.
Olympian Sally Yi has high hopes of representing Fiji once again for table tennis in next year's Tokyo Olympic Games. The 19-year-old was to compete for the Oceania singles and mixed qualifying round that has been postponed till next year. Yi says the deferment of the Olympic Games gives athletes ample time to sharpen up on fitness and skills. The 2016 Olympian says her 17-year-old sister Grace Yi is keeping her on her toes as they're both vying to qualify for the Tokyo Olympics next year in July. The Kaiviti Silktails may get to play the remainder of their Ron Massey Cup competition sooner than expected. This is after the New South Wales Rugby League has revealed their plans for Community League to resume on July 18th. This will also include the Ron Massey Cup, Sydney Shield and the Harvey Norman New South Wales Women's Premiership. However, the proposed date is subject to another review in June. NSWRL CEO David Trodden said, on the advice of government restrictions in place by July, the state governing body would work to resume the competitions in a shortened format for the remainder of the season. The Fiji men's cricket team's road to the International Cricket Council World T20 Regional Qualifiers has come to a halt. Fiji Cricket President Alex Kondrote has confirmed that in light of the COVID-19 pandemic, the ICC has postponed the T20 Regional Qualifier scheduled for June or July. Kondrote says until further notice from ICC, everything has been put on hold.
This year the men's cricket team was supposed to go for the ICC World Cup qualifier for the East Asia Pacific region. that the venue for that was supposed to be the Indonesia or Malaysia. But again, that's been put on hold.
The T20 regional features Fiji, Papua New Guinea, Samoa and Vanuatu, all competing in the 4-day ICC World T20 East Asia Pacific A qualifier. And taking a look at the map, cloudy conditions with a chance of afternoon showers can be expected over the Fiji group today. And that is UFBC Morning News. Join us at 1 p.m. and 7 p.m. for our major bulletin. Remember, in times of crisis, you need factual news that you can trust. Stop believing fake news about the COVID-19 on social media. Fight misinformation by getting only the facts about the coronavirus from verified news sources like FBC TV, radio and digital media news. www.fbcnews.com.fj, keeping Fijians connected with the truth.
हमारे खूबसूरत देश फिजी में चाइल्ड अब्यूज की घटनाएं आए दिन बढ़ रही हैं।
क्यों बच्चों का मासूम बचपन अब्यूज का शिकार हो जाता है?
अपने बच्चों की सुरक्षा का खास ख्याल रखें।
उनसे बातचीत करें, उनके दोस्तों के बारे में जानें।
आज के बच्चे देश का भविष्य है। मैं दीप्ति
और मैं मोनिश,
आपके हमसफर। शामिल हो जाए हमारे साथ मंडे टू फ्राइडे
5:45 AM से 10 AM तक
रेडियो फिजी 2 देश की धड़कन पर।